Hello once again, my friends. It's your friend Moonhorse here with another wonderful story for all of you. This is from Reddit user Moose. They wrote it like that, so I had to. What's up, Moose? How you doing? Am I overreacting? I know this isn't a neckbeard story, but still, I feel like sharing it. Well, they don't all have to be neckbeard stories, kids. Any kind of stories. I read anything. I like crazy shit. Just a small disclaimer, I'm on mobile, so sorry about formatting issues. Another thing, I'm absolutely fucking livid with this person, and things just haven't died down yet. I'm currently in 9th grade, and for those of you who don't live in America, I'm 14. This is relevant because it's crazy how much shit another 14-year-old can stir up. Oh, I think I know. Just so you have a mental picture, I'm about 5'6", short hair, blonde. I have blue eyes and glasses. I'm a lesbian and in no way attracted to H, so don't get any ideas because he's a he. I'm also a ball of rage, mainly because of what H has done. Porky, my best friend, that's her nickname, which I'm not going to go into the backstory. H met her first, but I became better friends with her. She's a huge lesbian, and that's not how H became friends with her. She's short, a tad chubby, chin-length blonde hair, glasses. We kind of look alike. The main focus of this rant/story, or whatever the hell it is a trans boy, who I'll name H for the sake of privacy. He has short, light brown hair and in an undercut. We're about the same height. A bit of backstory. We were friends since we were in diapers, so almost 15 years. He moved to DC when he was about 5 and moved back 3 years later. This is relevant later. We continue to be friends since he moved back. In about 6th grade, he starts this edgy, manipulative phase that he's yet to get out of. We got even closer in 7th and 8th grade, considering ourselves as close as siblings. And the summer after 8th grade, he came out to me as trans. Without further ado, here's this monstrosity. Throughout 8th grade, he would post on his Snapchat story just about every other day about killing himself, self-harming, or something that implied that he would do that. Jeez. Me, being concerned friend I was, would text him and try to talk him off the ledge/comfort him each time he posted about it. Every time I would text him, he would twist my words in such a way that I look like the bad guy and that I'm the reason he's suicidal. I was understandably annoyed, and eventually at the end of the school year, I stopped responding to him. It felt like he was just trying to dig for something to wallow in or hold against me later. He would later post in a story after these attention-seeking spells about how everyone just leaves him, all his friends hate him, or that his friends just don't care about him. Cue the beginning of 9th grade, and here enters my now best friend K. He really likes to twist events into something that it wasn't. For example, when he moved to DC, I couldn't keep in contact with him because I'm 5 to 7 years old, and this is 2009. While he's having one of his attention-seeking spells, I'm trying to comfort him. He brings up that everyone leaves him eventually, even though he's only had 2 online friends fall out of contact with him for various reasons. And that I would too. I vehemently say that I would never, and I haven't ever left him. And he tried to accuse me of leaving him, even though he's the one who moved to DC for 3 fucking years. Being understandably angry, I called him out on it. He leaves me on read. This is the slow start of me realizing his manipulation. Around September/October, he found himself a pretty toxic boyfriend. At 16, he bragged about getting blackout drunk and smoking weed. I don't particularly care about weed other than it's addictive. It's not, though. But being an alcoholic at 16 really rubs me the wrong way. I can understand that. They broke up twice, and H is completely devastated. He starts threatening to kill himself if the BF wouldn't get back together with him. So they get back together a second time in late October. A few days before Halloween, the manipulation gets worse from here on out till mid-January. That's when I start to distance myself. In December, they broke up for a second time. The BF admitted that he hadn't liked H since November. H threatened to kill himself again, and they get back together. Porky and I protest this very much. We say that it's just going to end in flames again. He gets pissy and tries to put the blame on us for his boyfriend breaking up with him. I'd play it off as just him being mad and upset that this alcoholic dude broke up with him. Porky and I confront him about his shitty behavior because we're both upset. He decides to lie through his teeth and say that things happened in the past, and things are happening now that's triggering things from the past. I can confirm that nothing has happened in his past that should be any sort of traumatic. I practically lived with him. I was at his house so much. He told me everything. I mean, we were best friends. Porky and I are both understandably angry that he just lied to our faces to get himself out of trouble. It's mid-January, and I cut him off completely. I stopped talking to him, blocked him on every platform except Discord and my iPhone messages. He didn't even know that I had a Discord. Around mid-February, he tries to apologize to Porky, but he made it entirely about himself. Since I don't want to put up pictures, here's verbatim the Discord convo typed out. I'm sorry. Do you understand what you did wrong, though? I don't mean to be rude, but apologizing without acknowledging your mistakes isn't sincere because there's a chance you could just do it again. I know what I did wrong and I know why you left. It's because I'm going to keep doing it because I'm fucked. I do not accept your apology. The point of apologizing isn't to make the subject yourself. Rather, how you've wronged someone and how you intend on fixing it. "'Cause I'm fucked" isn't a valid excuse. Instead, you could try to learn from your mistakes, improving yourself. Ugh, fuck it, I give up. You hardly even tried. I won't forgive you until you can fully understand the weight of your actions and the weight they have on others as well. And that nothing is solved by a simple, "I'm sorry," especially if you make the subject of an apology about yourself. I've tried, but people keep leaving because I keep fucking up, so never mind. I'm done trying to get people to come back. You hardly tried with me, and making it about yourself isn't going to help your case, H. You need to understand that things like this, making an apology about yourself and how shitty you are, is emotional manipulation. It's not about you fucking up. It's about how you respond to your mistakes, and that matters more. Along with this, it only makes you feel worse. Never mind. I don't hate you, by the way. I just don't want you to get close until you're understanding the weight of your actions and what they do to other people. Have a nice night. I know what my actions do. This is how I am all the time, and there isn't any fixing it. At this point, Porky blocks him on Discord. Notice how he can't seem to take responsibility for his actions? I get so livid every word trying to describe being angry that exists that I write a whole MLA format essay going into detail on just what exactly he did. I don't want to link it in here because it has personal email addresses, but it goes into much more detail. I might copy and paste it into a different post or something. So he blocks me on Discord, but he tries to talk to me in person. Each time he tries to start a conversation, I politely tell him to fuck off. This happens a few more times, then I actually tell him to fuck off via text. He decides to be pissy and replies with, "If you want to tell me to fuck off, just say it to my face." I say something along the lines of, "Fuck off, man. Maybe you should have the fucking guts to give a proper apology instead of making it about yourself and then getting mad when somebody calls you out." And he says, "Walk over and say it to my face." I very much want to say something like this, but I'm trying to restrain myself. You are the one who manipulated me for 3 years. You are the one who broke my heart. This is all your fault, and I don't want to talk to you. There's no reason to get mad when I have explicitly said I don't want to talk to you. You are the one who had a sorry excuse of an apology, and you have the gall, you have the audacity to tell me that I should say it to your face after all you've done, after all I've said? You dare to tell me that I need to have the guts to say it to your face. Your negligence to what we made clear is what we're upset about. This is the reason I'm not talking to you. Why don't you come over here and say it to my face? Why don't you tell me how horrible I am for cutting your toxic ass off, huh? If you ever say as much as one fucking word to me again, I'm gonna rip you a new one, in front of everybody. I don't give a fuck as to who's listening. You brought this on yourself. Please tell me what you think, if I should send that last bit or if I should restrain myself. This is where it ends so far, but if anything else happens, I'll update you guys. Oh boy. Well, I don't know exactly what got into this kid, but I can tell you this. The emotional manipulation thing, this whole, like, threatening to kill yourself even though you're basically just doing it for attention. Yeah, that reminds me of my ex. She used to do that a lot. That was the reason I was stuck with her for 4 years. Anytime I tried to leave, anytime I tried to distance myself from that immediately was the response. I'm just going to die. I'm going to kill myself. But, you know, I was so important to her that I was not allowed to leave, but not important enough to not abuse emotionally and to cheat on. So, I guess there's that. Understanding, like, your worth specifically is very important. And Moose, it kind of seems like you and your friend are basically done with people like that. It seems like you've been more than kind and tried to, like, make things work and tried to be like, look, it just needs to be like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Everything just needs to be, cool. We're trying to be cool with you. Everything just, you tried your damnedest to make everything be calm, collective, and understanding. But it really does not seem like H wants that. It really seems like H is going through this thing where they just kind of really want to be the center of attention. They really want everyone to have this kind of like, oh, poor pitiful you feeling towards them. And it is really emotionally manipulative. It's also kind of insulting because it takes away from people who actually do have emotional problems. I mean, yeah, there's a video in the past where where somebody said that the neckbeard they were talking to said they're just gonna go get depression as if they're gonna pick it up, and it made me laugh, but it's mostly the wording. But when somebody says shit like this, where they're just like, I have depression and I'm just going to end everything in an attempt to just like get people to pity them, that does kind of piss me off. Because it's like, you're just making things harder for those of us who actually do have a problem. Because then we can't talk to people because they're just going to associate the way we feel with those actions. That's kind of how people are. They do a lot of association and connecting the dots with the information they have. And if that's the information they have, they're going to think that we're just being dramatic and just, oh, you're just acting out. I heard that a lot when I was a kid. When I started developing my depression pretty bad, when it started really getting in there, I heard a lot of like, you're just being emotional, or, oh, you're overreacting, or, oh, you don't know what's going on. There's a lot of like downplaying as if you're the stupid one. And this is like your own feelings, So to see someone do that when they're just like really just seeking attention, or they're seeking to manipulate people into doing stuff for them, or basically just, I don't know, being kind of controlling, that does kind of piss me off. As for replying to them, I mean, that's more in your court than anything. I can tell you how I would handle it, but again, this is entirely up to you. When I had to deal with people like that, because it wasn't just my ex, a lot of her friends did that kind of shit too. Misery loves company, that kind of stuff. So I just completely shut down. I just vanished. I didn't talk to them. I didn't comment on their stuff. I didn't keep up with them. Because it's like, I could try to explain to you what you're doing wrong, but after the back and forth that I've had with them, you're not going to listen. You don't want to hear what you're doing wrong. You just want people to say what you want to hear. So, yeah, okay. Go find people who'll say that, because it's not going to be me. I got nothing else to say here. I'm going to go do me, you do you, and that's pretty much the end. It's one of my favorite sayings always was, my name's Paul, this between y'all. So, Moonhorse's advice is just let it go. Just let them do whatever they're going to do. Maybe someday they'll grow out of it, realize how much of an asshole they were being, and try to fix themselves, and if things work out, and things start to be better, and everything kind of fits better, maybe you can hook up and be friends again. If not, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Life's like that sometimes, kids. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes the really fucked up shit falls in there. Thank you all for watching, and if you have your own story you'd like to submit, you can do that by going to r/Moonhorse Stories and sending it in there. And if you'd like to keep the lights on in this place so I can keep reading stories, you can do that by donating to my Patreon or by purchasing stuff from the merch shop. The link to all that and more is in the description down below. And thank you again for watching.
I'll see you in the next video. I love you all. You guys are my best friends. Okay, bye.